Hello friends, my name is Dr. Rajat. I am a gynecologist and infertility specialist at Matrut Hospital, Vadodara, and welcome to our YouTube channel, The Fertility Gynecologist. On this platform, we talk about various topics related to the gynecology and the fertility aspect of females and males. Today is a very interesting topic. It is an erectile dysfunction. This problem is on the rise in last many years. What are the causes of erectile dysfunction? How common is erectile dysfunction? What medicines can be taken to cure erectile dysfunction? What is impotence? What is premature ejaculation? What are the can be cure of erectile dysfunction? What are the lifestyle changes, dietary changes, what to eat, what not to eat, what to avoid? Is Viagra good for erectile dysfunction? What to do if erectile dysfunction does not work? We'll cover all those topics in today's videos. So first of all, what are the causes of erectile dysfunction? The main cause, there can be a primary erectile dysfunction or there can be a secondary erectile dysfunction. Primary erectile dysfunction, that means the erection has not been possible ever. But most of the cases are of secondary erectile dysfunction in which there has been erection before, but because of some circumstance, the erection does not occur. And most common cause of erectile dysfunction nowadays is stress. It can be a financial stress, it can be a social stress, it can be a lifestyle disorder, it can be because of cholesterol, it can be because of blood pressure, it can be because of diabetes. And most of these causes are reversible if the males correct their lifestyle, they eat good food, and they have good amount of exercise in their life. I'll come to it again. So many people come to me, many males come to me and say, sir, we want to cure this ED, erectile dysfunction, which we call in our language fast. Is there any way to do it? First of all, there is no shortcut to treat any erectile dysfunction. It can be temporarily covered with the use of a sildenafil citrate or Viagra, as many people would know, but that is not the permanent solution. Basically, what happens in the process of erection, when the stimulus of a sexual stimulus goes to the mind of a male, the blood supply in the corpus cavernosa and the corpus spongiosum increases, and that leads to the erection in the males. If because of any cause there is less blood supply to the corpora of the penis, then that would cause erectile dysfunction. And that is why diabetes, which causes angiopathy, cholesterol, which causes the blockage of blood vessels, stress, which causes vasoconstriction of blood vessels, all these things lead to erectile dysfunction. And they more or less are related to the lifestyle of the males. So if we correct those lifestyle, then in most of the cases the erectile dysfunction would be solved. But over a period of time, 6-12 weeks of good lifestyle changes, they help in managing the erectile dysfunction of the males. People come and ask me, what should I eat and what should I not eat to cause a erectile dysfunction? First of all, for everything, I believe refined carbohydrates should not be eaten. In potato, maida, gluten in wheat, and sugar, they should be avoided at all the costs. There should be a low carbohydrate diet, there should be a high protein diet. All these refined carbohydrates, they lead to inflammation in body, and over a long period of time they lead to cholesterol disorders, they lead to hypertensive disorders, they lead to diabetes, and which might ultimately cause erectile dysfunction. So these things have to be avoided. Males have to take good amount of antioxidants in form of fruits, berries. Most of yellow fruits like papaya, pineapple, to some extent mango, they can be taken. The best fruit is watermelon. Out of all the fruits, watermelon is supposedly the best fruit. It contains citrulline, which leads to the vasodilatation, and vasodilatation leads to the improvement of the blood flow in the penis, which enhances the erection. Having said that, watermelon is not the only fruit. There are other fruits also. Almost every fruit can be eaten in moderate quantities. Are there any roles of vitamins in erectile dysfunction? While all groups of vitamins like vitamin D, vitamin C, niacin, folic acid, they may directly not be related to the erectile dysfunction as such, but they play a major role in improving the blood flow. Vitamin C acts as antioxidant. Vitamin D deficiency is associated with erectile dysfunction. Folic acid has a good role in nitric oxide production. So all these vitamins are very, very good. So multivitamin supplementation, especially in the therapeutic doses, not in the RDA doses, they should be given to the males with erectile dysfunction. Is there any vegetable which is important for erectile dysfunction? They say beetroot is called as vegetable Viagra. It contains very good amount of Arginine, again which I said last time, that Arginine causes vasodilatation in males, and it leads to improvement in erectile dysfunction. Arginine also improves the efficiency of Viagra, that is sildenafil citrate, which leads to the better results for males. So the word Viagra I have used. Viagra is basically the molecular name is sildenafil citrate. It is phosphodiesterase 5 inhibitor, PDE 5 inhibitor, which leads to the vasodilatation, increase in improvement in the blood supply of corpora spongosa, cavernosa of penis, and that leads to the erection. It is usually taken in a 25 milligram dose approximately half an hour before the intended act of coitus. Sometimes if the weight is more, then it can be taken to 50 milligram, but it has always to be taken under the supervision of a doctor, because many times people have undergone some side effects because of the vasodilatation. This vasodilatation sometimes may lead to the increase in the incidence of myocardial ischemia in males. Possibility of heart attack may occur, so it has to be taken under the guidance of a doctor only. Along with watermelon, pomegranates, banana, avocado, kiwi, apples, they all do they give some kind of help in managing the level of erectile dysfunction. Coffee contains caffeine. Caffeine is also supposedly good for managing the cases of erectile dysfunction. Is there any exercise which can affect erectile dysfunction? Yes, this is, and the exercise is called as Kegels exercise. For all those who do not know, Kegels, Kegel, go to YouTube, go to Google, type word Kegel exercise for men. There are a group of 7 to 10 exercises which, if done regularly for about 10 to 15 minutes a day, at least twice daily for 4 to 6 weeks, after 6 weeks there are definitely 70 to 80% chances of improvement. All these exercises, they increase the strength of the pelvic muscles, and the blood supply in the pelvic region is improved, and as a result the erectile dysfunction is improved. This is the one best lifestyle disorder, one best tip for all those males who are suffering from various degrees of erectile dysfunction. I would advise to do Kegels exercise regularly, and almost everybody who is doing Kegels exercise regularly, after 6 to 8 weeks, they found very good results as far as their performance in bed is concerned. This exercise, if it is done regularly, may also help in the reduction of cholesterol, diabetes and blood pressure in long term, apart from other exercises like walking, going to gym, the strength training and all those exercises. So what helps erectile dysfunction immediately? The absolute shortcut solution is, in an immediate aspect, is sildenafil citrate, Viagra, but then that has to be a temporary solution. The permanent long-term solution, as I allude to in my earlier section of the video, is good amount of exercise, good amount of aerobic exercise, strength exercise and Kegels exercise. Aerobic would include walking, jogging, swimming, running, cycling. Strength exercise would include planks. It would include lunges, both sideways and forwards. It would include push-ups. It would include squats. It can be a modification like wall squats. It can be exercises in gym along with weights, with resistant bands, with sandbags. It can all those kind of this thing, and Kegels exercise. Now Kegels exercise can also be done with or without strength, with or without weights. Initially, if you are not used to it, do it without weights. And with every exercise, the hold is very important. What that hold does is that improves your endurance, it improves your performance overall. Now somebody was asking, is banana good for erectile dysfunction? While banana may contain various calcium, magnesium and other zinc like minerals and vitamins, it may help in the overall well-being of male. It may not specifically help per se in the erectile dysfunction, but having said that, one moderate size of banana is very good for all males. Sometimes the Viagra does not work, and a Viagra is not a Ramban solution. It is not a one-stop solution for erectile dysfunction. It does help in vasodilating, it helps in improving the blood flow to the corpus cavernosus of penis, but sometimes it does not work. So for Viagra to work better, we have to take Arginine supplements in form of sachets, tablets, or in form of diet like beetroot or watermelon which contains citrulline. We have to do exercise. These all things have to be done. Other things which men need to do is to declutter their mind, decrease the use of mobiles, all light emitting gadgets, which lead to the disturbances in the hormones of males. Now they say testosterone is very very important for males for all kind of reproductive functions. It also causes and helps in erection. So if the testosterone levels are down, the what we have found in our practice, all LED emitting devices, be it computer, be it mobile, tablets, television, they lead to the decrease in the production of melatonin. As a result, the sleep disturbances occur, and all these hormones, they basically act according to the circadian rhythm. Circadian rhythm means the hormones are best in the morning, the highest levels of hormones are the best in the morning and lowest in the evening. So the testosterone along with other hormone disorders occur. So we first of all advise against using excessive use of mobiles. There has to be some kind of a stress relaxation which has to be incorporated in our daily lifestyle daily. It can be in form of deep breathing exercises, that is called as belly breathing. It can be in form of 4-7-8 breathing. It can be in form of yoga, Anulom Vilom, Pranayam, Kapalbhati, or it can be in form of some kind of meditation, whatever, or it can be in form of early morning walking or early sport. But some kind of mental relaxation exercises for stress reduction is very very important. Along with that, there are certain behavioral techniques which help in the process of erection. The most of the males, they do not, or most of the couples, they do not do the foreplay before the main act of coitus. This foreplay, slow foreplay, it helps in process of erection. It helps in slow stimulus, and the mental state is very very important because it reduces the level of stress in the body, and over a period of time it does help. Now, L-arginine is a very very common molecule which we gynecologists use, especially for females, but it can also be used for males. It is normally available either as a 1 gram tablet or a 3 gram sachet. Both are equally efficacious. They can be given in doses up to 3 to 9 grams a day, and they are usually well tolerated. L-arginine basically is a nitric oxide releaser. Nitric oxide causes vasodilation. It causes vasodilation almost everywhere in the body. So along with that, it enhances the efficacy of sildenafil. So if it is taken with or without sildenafil, it will help in erectile dysfunction over a period of time. It is perfectly safe. Somebody was asking, is there a 100% cure for erectile dysfunction? Answer is no. But with lifestyle and dietary things, lifestyle and dietary disorders, this can be managed very, very, very well. So what are the established treatments for erectile dysfunction? Like I said, sildenafil or a phosphodiesterase 5 inhibitor. The molecules are like sildenafil, tadalafil, vardelafil, evenafil, all these kind of molecules. They improve the blood supply to the penis. In males who have got low testosterone, they can be given testosterone supplementation, but the number of those males are relatively less. There can also be intracavernal injections of the agents which promote blood supply, and the newer agents which are coming in the market is intracavernal injection of PRP or stem cells, which is still under research. They also help much way in improving the erectile dysfunction. So the word which I am using continuously is lifestyle changes. What does this lifestyle changes mean? Means to avoid smoking, to avoid alcohol, to take a healthy diet. Healthy diet means good amount of plant-based protein, good amount of plant-based vegetables, and avoid refined carbohydrates in any form. So anything made from maida, that is pizza, pani puri, samosa, farsan, maggi, pastry, cake, bread, pasta, burger, has to be avoided. Any form of sugar in form of fruit juice, in form of cold drinks, in form of cakes, chocolates, biscuits, or jaggery or honey has to be avoided. I am a firm believer in gluten intolerance. Gluten leads to insulin spike, and that is why wheat which contains gluten has to be avoided. The other cereals can be taken in form of jowar, bajri, makai, ragi. It can be taken. Rice, if it is parboiled or the water after cooking has been removed, it can be taken. And potato has to be avoided. Potato has to be avoided. These lead to the inflammation. Inflammation leads to various disorders. In fruits, the watermelons, the pomegranates, the avocados, the kiwis, the citrus fruits can be taken. Nuts are very very good source of omega-3 fatty acid. They act as a natural anti-inflammation, and the main nuts are watermelon and badam, that is almonds. Garlic is good, ginger is good, Haldi is good, turmeric is good. Fishes are very, very good. Especially the fish which contain omega-3 fatty acid. They are very, very good. Most of people have forgotten to drink water. They don't drink, they just drink when they are thirsty, but at least we need 3 to 3.5 liters of fluid in our body daily. So hydration is the key and maintaining a healthy body weight. Now most of the people say we are doing exercise but we still do not lose weight. But there is a very, very good idiom which says most of the weight on your body is the reflection of what is on your plate. So 80% of your diet modification leads to a good weight loss. Weight loss by exercises is only 10 to 20% of the contribution. So diet has to be good. Portion control has to be there. Mindful eating has to be there. There has to be no excessive nighttime snacks. Try intermittent fasting if you are not doing. Exercises, yoga and all those kind of things I have mentioned. But pelvic floor exercises in form of Kegels is an absolute must. Absolute must, and I am telling you it is a number one thing for all those males who have got an erectile dysfunction. They will definitely get 40, 50, 60% of benefit if they are doing only and only Kegels exercise. But the key is routine, regular, sincere, honest, continuous over 4 to 6 weeks period. You cannot find results after doing 1 day of Kegels. It has to be after 4 to 6 weeks. There are about 50 to 60% chances of improvement. Dark chocolates, caffeine, they are very, very good source of they help in erectile dysfunction. So how to do a Kegel? There are various exercises you can do, pelvic bridge and all those things are available online. But the key to Kegel is you imagine or you think that you want to pass a urine, but there is no place to pass a urine or the circumstances are not feasible to pass a urine, so you have to hold your urine or your stool. The muscles which you are using to hold the urine or hold the stool, those are the muscles which you have to tightly contract. So basically you have to contract all these muscles and you have to hold. You have to hold for initially as long as possible, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, and that hold has to increase over a period of time. Do these repetitions 5 times, 10 times, 12 times, 15 times. Zinc as a supplement is also very, very good for erectile dysfunction. This is basically erectile dysfunction, like I mentioned before, some people have got testosterone deficiency in them. Zinc is a main mineral which helps in the formation of testosterone in our body. Some people are protein deficient, they don't have much protein in their diet. Does protein supplementation help in erectile dysfunction? While it may not directly help for the erectile dysfunction per se, but protein may help in the overall well-being of males. Protein supplementation helps in increased satiety, it may decrease the weight over a period of time. Protein supplementation may also help in building the overall muscles. Again, it will help in reduction of weight and the muscle strength would increase, especially the pelvic floor muscles, which may indirectly help with the erectile dysfunction. So some people were asking, how does the medicine for a erectile dysfunction work? Like I mentioned, the main medicine for erectile dysfunction is PD5E 5-phosphodiesterase 5 inhibitor. That is a sildenafil or a evenafil or vardenafil or tadalafil, whatever. They basically dilate the blood vessels inside the penis, that means inside the corpora cavernosa, and the moment the blood flow improves in the penis, that is when the erection occurs. So there are various devices which are being, penile implants are being researched upon. There are various prostheses which are being researched upon. That is beyond the realm of this video, but these are the things. What I have found as a basic level at your home, if you do 3 things, one is diet, second is lifestyle, third is Kegels exercise, then almost 90% of cases can be solved. And last but most important thing, does vitamin B12 help in the erectile dysfunction? Now vitamin B12 is such a vitamin, is almost 97 to 98% of the human beings in India are deficient in vitamin B12. So vitamin B12 supplementation would anyway help in most of the processes in the body. It may not be directly related to erectile dysfunction, but because most of us are vitamin B12 deficiency, supplementation of vitamin B12 would only help. So this was my 2-bit small piece on erectile dysfunction. If you have any questions, you can write it down in the comment section. Please like the video, subscribe to our channel and share the video. Thank you. Bye-bye.